There we go. That should do it. How's it going, folks? Everybody okay? I think we're live. I think we're doing this. It looks like it's working. So last time I streamed, I had a problem with the chats. It didn't go well. A lot of that may have had something to do with alcohol consumption. I apologize. There we go. Okay. Now I've got a chat window. Alright, that should do it. Well, now you're just looking at a thing. So, alright, this is not working. Give me a minute, guys. Apologies, apologies. Most peculiar. Something. Oh, it is working. Okay, cool. Okay, gotcha. Welcome to a live edition of Hangar Zilch79, where we're going to be continuing the Hunters of the Yalu campaign. Because I need something not quite mindless, but also not too stupid. The F-86 is just with the Doctor. Let's see. What's going on in this mission here? Alright, boys, here's your mission. 2 flights of 4 ships to bomb the bridges.
There's the down vector. Right roll.
There's a railway bridge and a road bridge. You take out the bridges, cut the artillery. I will not say this out loud. They know very well there are some heavy flak and machine guns are getting fast. One pass, haul ass. Here's your leader to take off. Regroup at 3,000 feet over airfield. Set course at 1500. Switch to channel 2. Climb to 15,000. Boss control will update you. Instructions. 8 Sabers. Circle the field at 3,000 feet. Let others form up. Then switch to channel 2 on the radio. Head to waypoint 1 at 1,500 feet. Instruction. Gateway. Climb to 15,000. Find the bridges. Destroy them. Give you orders via F-10 radio. Attack primary targets. Make them attack the bridges. Okay, that's likely what's going to happen. Because my manual bombing the F-86 probably leaves something to be desired. That thing to be desired is actually hitting things. Looks like a heading of 45 degrees or so. Nice and easy. 29.43 inches. Oh shit, I don't have my track IR hat. Excuse me one moment. BR Bizzle. Wow. Okay, so that hurt my shoulder a lot. That was fun. All right, let's get this thing cooking. Sorry, I had lofty ideals of having a professional-looking stream and channel, but I don't know. Maybe I should manage my expectations on that one.
All right, boys. Here's your mission for today. We're sending out 2 flights of 4 ships to bomb the ridges in Mike 949. There is a railway bridge and a road bridge over the river. This is where most of the supplies are transported towards the front lines. You take out both bridges, you cut an artery, and the enemy will bleed out. Of course, the Gooks know this very well, so there are some heavy
I am,
machine gun nests.
I am
Remember,
offended by proxy.
haul ass. Engine start at 1450 hours. Rooster rated to take off at 1455. Red loop at 3,000 feet over the airfield, then set course at 1,500 hours. Switch to channel 2 on your radio, then climb to 15,000 feet. Lost control will update you if anything comes up. Dismissed.
Would have been a cool thing to do before I started this stream to kind of like review these controls, but you know, I'm a dipshit, so I'm not doing that. Okay. Looks like it's coming alive. Good enough for me right today. And before I get to the let's just go over our controls, huh? Let's do that. There's my landing gear, flaps, up, down, ranging, microphone, speed brakes, nose wheel steering, electric caging, mechanical caging, nothing there, pew pew, drop drop, nothing there, nothing there, first detent, good, 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 nothing there, trim, 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 pew pew, okay, gotcha. Alright, I think we're ready to rock. The question is going to be bomb drops. I don't know how to do that. Yeah. There we go. I think they're armed now. If I hit this button, they will probably fall off. So I will not be doing that yet. Reset that thingy. We've got oxygen on. Turn all the guns on. External tanks off. I think we're set. And we're gonna do the set the wingspan to is this? Wingspan. Okay, gotcha. That's what I was hoping for. Right there. Okay. Got that bound to an axis. Just forgot which one. Okay. Cool. I think we're set. If I'm a little off today, more than usual, there's a reason for that. But don't worry about it. Alright, we got that. We're cooking. Speed brakes start deployed on the F-86. Alright, where's my plane? Is that my plane? There we go. Looks like C-3PO's waist up in there. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, I think we're good. Channel 2 on the radio, right? Is that what I heard? Boy, I'm flying sloppy today. You know, like normal. 29.43. Thereabouts. That's our clock. Oxygen. Okay, good, 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 good. Proper procedure would have been to stop back there by the dotted line and then, you know, check for traffic. But we are not doing that today. I don't know if you noticed that windsock, but we got a pretty strong crosswind coming from the right. Probably gonna have to roll into that. Not too bad. Oop, maybe I shouldn't have rolled into it that much. Oh man, this thing is all... Okay. My fault, my fault, my fault. Flaps up. Alright. Gun sight's working, everything should be armed up pretty well. save some gas. I assume my bombs are armed. Let's go with that. Excuse me just one moment. Gotta do a thing. Do 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 do. Phenomena. Do 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 do. Okay, nobody's watching. That's cool. Takes off a little bit of that pressure, if you know what I mean. Oops, sorry about that mic bump. Just for posterity. If I lost you during my last stream, that was not my best. Not my best work by a long shot, which is definitely saying something. So far, I'm only one glass of wine in, so hopefully that will be. The hypothesis is that'll be fewer mistakes made, but I'm not going to make any promises for you guys. It's probably going to be a little bit on the sloppy side, and that's why first off, I needed to fly something that's going to make me smile, and that's the F-86. And two, it's just complicated enough to be like a flight sim and be engaging, but also it's simple enough to just like. Just freaking fly, you know what I mean? And it's, I gotta say, for something to put a smile on your face, just to be fun, this might be my all-time favorite. I don't know. It's so refreshingly simple to operate and just fun and responsive, but honest, I guess. Do we have all our dudes? 1, 2, 3 dudes, and then 6 dudes. We need 8 dudes. We need 2 more dudes. There's 1 dude. We need 1 more dude after that. Let's just, dude number 8 is gonna be fine. Cougar was doing just fine. There he is. Okay, there we go. So we're gonna cheat a little bit. We're gonna call it this little map. We're gonna go. I think my heading is gonna be about 045-ish, about like that, or something. We're gonna climb up to 15K. and cruise on in. That looks about right. Fuck it. And then drop some bombs, hopefully on a bridge. If they're not on a bridge, I'll get my AI bros to bomb it for me. Since there are 2 bridges and we have 16 bombs, I think hopefully 1 hit on it should be enough to make the bridge go ouch and fall apart. And keep an eye out for MiGs. To quote a famous reptile, I do hope there's more of them. Was that Raphael or Michelangelo? Okay. I think it was Raph. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? I do hope there's more of them. He said, keep practicing. No, that was Michelangelo said keep practicing. Let's do a little bit of the trims for a climb. Yeah, there we go. That feels pretty okay to me. Guns are firing. We got gas, we got plane, we got all the things we need to blow things up. We got a bunch of dudes, we got some AI bros. Approximately 7 of them. Hopefully exactly 7 of them. Excuse me. And then we're going to go find a bridge. And compete for those guys in F9Fs to bomb those bridges. Maybe in a movie. Something, the bridges of something. I gotta watch that movie again. It's been a while. Oh boy, I'm sorry guys, but it's going to be a long haul out there. That means you get to hear me talk about shits. So there's some discussion about DCS modules and which ones are underloved. There's a strong case to be made. Well, unfortunately for the Harrier, that would be my number 1 underloved module, followed by, I think, the Mirage F1. But since I don't own that one, we're going to go to number 3, which is this here F-86 Saber. It's one of the most legendary aircraft of all time. One of the most fun to fly, maybe the most fun to fly, just to fly no matter what else is going on in DCS, full stop. And I gotta, one thing I am tempted to try is just fighting the F-86 guns only against, fuck, anything. Like, it's fast enough to be able to trounce a lot of the warbirds, but it's also turns tight enough. It's in the high subsonic region, right? So, against 4th gen fighters, I wouldn't ignore it. I haven't tried that yet. I gotta try it. I gotta try this thing against the Hornet, the F-16. I mean, it's gonna go the way it's gonna go, but it's not to be. I would hypothesize based on the speed and turn rate and all the other things that makes the F-86 just super fun to fly, the responsiveness and all that. I might even give an F-15 a hard time. Guns only, within visual, all that stuff. Yeah. Pretty damn good angles fighter against the current gen aircraft, probably. Just a guess. want to test it. Nothing says prove it like proving it, you know. Pouring some wine, chilling, laying back in the Saber, just kind of enjoying the view. Not a bad way to spend an evening. One thing I like about these campaigns, these long formation flights, these long transit times, in no particular order, in the P-51, the Spitfire Mark 9, and the F-86, if you fly in formation and you look around you, no matter what direction you look in, you see something beautiful. And how cool is that? There are some machines I will say are functional and designed to do something horrible, which is destroy things and blow things up, but are also works of art on their own. There's a few of them. Mustang, Spitfire, F-86, F-16, looking at you. F-14, same thing. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. There's no way around what they're designed to do. Something horrible, of course, but that's a, you know, you came here to watch me blow shit up, and whatever. That's on brand. You come, that's on brand for me. That's just, hey, look, airplanes flying around, blowing things up, pew pew, fun, exciting. Yeah, but also, I'm gonna throw some heavy shit at you. Fuck it, whatever. That's how I roll. That's not us. Hey Google, what's the wingspan of a MiG-15? feet. Alright, so let's nudge that down a little bit from 35. I think we're going to be about right there. Remember one of my first DCS multiplayer experiences, everybody was on the same channel, dogfighting, turning around, and I forgot what I was in. Was it it might have been this, or a P-51. And I was like, hey buddy, we're gonna go 1v1, right? The guy's like, yeah. I'm like, what's your wingspan? He goes, my wingspan is fuck you, how about that? I'm like, fair answer. I don't have the mathematics skills to convert fuck you into meters or feet, but, you know, I take the point. What is the conversion rate of, are we going with syllables, consonants, or vowels, or emotional content of these aforementioned fuck you into freedom units, feet? I don't know. So I'm 46 years old, no joke. And it came to my attention that I have fallen so far behind in a lot of the stuff I just really enjoy in life, like learning shit. So I crack open math books, physics books, yeah, no joke, like I'm doing that thing. Just trying to brush off some dust and stay as not stupid as possible and learn some things. And let me tell you, that's a kick in the nuts. I'm not talking quantum mechanics, I'm just talking like Newtonian classical mechanics. It's like, oh man, it's been a minute since I did this. How hard can it be? Well, it's not. It's not hard. It's just, it's, how to put it? It's like if you ever ridden a horse and then the next day your muscles are real freaking sore because that's like muscles you normally use. It's kind of like that. It's like, damn, oh fuck, I didn't know I had muscles there. Yeah, it's more like that. It's not like it's brutal or anything. It's fucking enjoyable, but how to put it? A wise man I once knew said, does no good. He said it better, but something like it does no good to perpetuate a mistake. So I could keep going. Being complacent, or, you know, put some fucking work in, know what I mean? And it sucks. You know, a better analogy is, you ever go to the gym or go running, whatever exercise you happen to do, whatever, pick your poison, whatever one you happen to enjoy. And you take a bunch of time off, and then you go back into it, and you're like, oh my god, that sucks. It's just like that, same thing, same damn thing. And you're sore as fuck the next day, but you're like, you know what? It means I'm alive. It means I'm doing shit. It means I'm growing, and you know, not I'm staving off atrophy. Pardon. For the cough. Next time I'll turn while I do so. There, better. Alright, so let's see. About 2/5 of the way to target. I don't have anything relevant to say, nothing poignant, nothing topical. So the briefing suggests that this may be a fairly straightforward fly to a bridge and bomb it scenario. However, somehow I doubt that's how it's. I don't think it's going to be just that. So roughly halfway, I'm going to correct course a little bit to the right. So, yeah, it's 35 degrees or so. And 20, Jesus Christ. Yeah, so DCS has taught me to contact AWACS. However, guess what we do not have in the Korean War? Well, they had AEW, but not quite the way we would know it today. High up enough to be able to pounce on anything that's below us and tear them to shit, but okay. So if you guys, anybody tuning into the stream, you don't need to chime in on this. But just in case you happen to live in the southeastern United States where you have a Publix, there is a wine you may want to check for because it's under $6. It's called Sunset Social Cabernet Sauvignon from California. It's on the bottom shelf. It costs $5.68 or something like that, $5 and change. I will vouch for it. For under $6, that shit is completely freaking drinkable. It's actually more enjoyable and just, it's all right. I've spent more than twice that on some bottles of far better wine and been not more than twice as impressed. So it's not like gonna blow your mind, but like you can drink it and be like, oh yeah, okay, I can drink that. Nothing wrong with that. Sunset Social. Of those things, sunsets and social. I like one of them. It's the sunsets. Social. Depends. Correct. Let's go, I don't know, 40 degrees. I'm totally cheating. I don't know. It's one of those days, guys. I'm just kind of... hoping for an easy-ish cruise with maybe some excitement. Maybe a dogfight. I don't know. I know we did not have GPS in the 1950s, but, you know, I don't... The navigation problem that this mission presents is totally within my capability, but not just at the moment, guys. Just it's not that kind of day. I'm just like... trying to chill just a little bit. Right roll and a dive. That's interesting. What's up with that? No, I'm sorry. I've got to add some right aileron. When I dive, the plane wants to roll to the left, and I don't know what's up with that. Also way freaking higher than I should be. I should be, oh, I'm at 50. I should be at like 15K. Appear to have outrun my flight, so I'm gonna chill here for a second. And admire the view. That should do it. I gotta say, this looks kind of... I'm getting some serious Bob Ross vibes from these mountains and clouds. If you go back, if you're If you're bored as fuck, you can go back into my channel and look up The Joy of Strafing, where I try to, I'm at a P-51, and trying to replicate the feeling of 1980s PBS broadcasts. I don't do a very good Bob Ross impression, but I make I make my go of it. You know, my vocal impression is not what it should be to really sell the Bob Ross thing, but my editing on that, I really, you know, I try to make it look like a CRT, and like there's that, you know what I'm talking about when you're trying to watch. Imagine, if you will, imagine this. It's the 80s, and it's Thanksgiving, and it's cold out. Remember when it was cold out on Thanksgiving? I do. And you're trying to watch Bob Ross on PBS on Thanksgiving, or whatever happens to be on. You're just vibing with it, you're chilling. Nobody said vibing back then, but that's what you're doing. Your family and friends are all around, and you're just chilling watching Bob Ross, and then somebody decides to cut the turkey with the electric knife, and it fucks up the TV. You know what I'm talking about, right? It's like, like the whole picture and everything would screw up, and you're like, Dad! And he's like, what? And you're like, I can't see Bob Ross. I can't see the painting show. And he's like, I gotta cut the turkey. And you're like, I mean, you're 7 or 8, whatever. You don't give a shit. Just like, I just want to watch my painting show. And the screen's all wobbly and like, because like EM and all that. That's how it was back then. Anytime somebody would use the electric knife and you were watching broadcast TV on the rabbit ear antenna or whatever, you'd be like, it would screw up the whole thing. It would screw up the whole picture. And audio. It would screw everything up. So I'm going to leave it at that, because it's game time and we're getting close to some bridges and I got to bomb them, or see to it that they are bombed by someone. I see 2 bridges over there. Them's our targets. Let's go fuck them up. Let's see if we can get our flight to do that. I don't trust that they hear and obey. You know the electric knife, you know what I'm talking about, right? Let's lock that up. The electric knife that your family had probably was colored, I would say. It was a plastic monstrosity that will last. It will outlive the rest of us. It will outlive you. It will outlive me. It was colored like a pea green, like a vomit green, like a puke orange, or a baby shit brown, or like a piss yellow if you've been drinking too much. You know what I'm talking about, those 70s colors? You know what I'm talking about. Anyway. What's effed up is how much closer to the 70s this 1950s mission is than we are to the 70s right now here in 2025. And pickle, I hope. Advance this, I hit something. Not what I wanted to, but a kill's a kill. Should I strafe or save it for MiGs? Should they decide to play? Let's see. This guy looks like a... Yeah, you know what? Let's not. On second thought, let's not go to Camelot. It's a silly place. Attack primary target. So, maybe I've stirred some memories in you guys, and you're thinking, damn, I remember the 80s. We had electric knives, and it would always fuck with our TV broadcasts. Anyway, if you go back into my YouTube channel and you type, I don't know, fucking Zilch79, The Joy of Trace. Damn, sorry guys. Zilch79, The Joy of Strafing, you will encounter such a video that might remind you of such things. I'm not going to do that. Wow, that was fairly intense. Air target to ground, buddy. Pretty spicy up in here, I gotta say. Alright, that's a kill. I might call it good at that. Save the rest of my ammo for MiGs should they choose to come up. I'm going to contribute to this by trying to draw fire. Yeah. Somehow I don't think the AI is going to choose to attack those bridges, but I would love to see it. Are you? Really? I mean, you don't have to lie to me to impress me. I mean, if you're going to do it, do it. But, like, you don't have to tell me you're going to do it if you're not going to actually do it. Oh, I'm taking some hits, apparently. Huh. Got bombs away. Let's watch for the hits. Nice shot. Not on the bridges we are tasked to destroy, however. Gonna have to head back to base here in a second. And we're going to take a reciprocal course of about, I don't know, 225, 230, something like that. Ish. My very precise navigation skills. I'm not really feeling any MiGs popping into existence here in this mission. I'm really tempted to just get in there and strafe the shit out of these guys, but... something tells me maybe hold off. So let's just... got half the tank left. I'm going to have these guys reform. Let's just head back. And just to make things a little spicy, I'm going to fly as close to the ground as possible. We're here to have fun, are we not? So that's what we're gonna do. I might break something, namely my jet, but you know. Hang on a minute. Am I going above Mach 1 here? Am I reading that right? That can't be right. No. U-shaped lake, what the hell? I'm already low on gas, let's see. Over here? I mean, alright. Fuck my fuel state, I guess. So I'll make a couple of runs and then climb up real high, go max conserve, and just like try and glide back into Batumi or wherever we're going. It's a good thing we're fast. March on the map, U-shaped lake. I don't see any red smoke though. That looks like the closest thing to a U-shaped lake in the area. And there's the guys around the bridges there, but Maybe I misread that. North of a U-shaped lake, divert from primary, straight to the side of the woods, north of the red smoke marker. North of the U-shaped lake. Wait. Do I see? No, that's buildings. We ain't found shit. Fuel, 1,000 pounds. No joy, I gotta say. What was it? LM something or other? That'd be like way the hell out here. I'm gonna just for fuel reasons, I think I just need to call it. This guy looks like a bitch, though. Ooh. Well, we're going home now. I don't like the sound that made when the 23mm cannon hit my jet. Yeah. Home sounds really nice. My compass is out. So we're just gonna do the where's my magnetic compass? I know we got one of those. Right up here, right there. We're gonna go southish. We're gonna fly right over these Bob Ross Mountains. I hear you, but I can't do a whole hell of a lot of good with holes in my jet. I don't see any damn red smoke. How much gas do I have? I can get home, maybe. Man, this goes against all of the A10 experience I have. Let's just get up high, because I anticipate I'll be running low fuel here on the way home. Sorry, dudes. You know what I want to do is go home, rearm and repair, get a full jet that's not broken, get some bombs, and go do that thing that I'm supposed to be doing. That's what I would like to do. Let's see. How realistic is that? Not very. No, I don't see any damn red smoke. My ADI is broken, my compass is broken. Hopefully I'm not leaking fuel. EGT is a little on the high side. Fuel flow meter appears to be broke. And I'm jacked up. Random question Wednesday, guys. Random question. Remember back in the day of rabbit ear antennas? And if you remember, there was such a thing as a movie or a show would come on TV. You would have no idea what the title was. You wouldn't catch the title in the commercial break. And then the movie would be over and you would have no fucking clue what that movie was, what it was about, what the title was. You'd have just enough context to go, what the hell is going on, and it would be bedtime, right? There was such a thing back in the day of like just not knowing what the hell you just saw, or not knowing how to get the answer, or to even the answer for, like, you wouldn't know necessarily what the answers to your questions were, but also you may not even know what your questions were or who to ask them to. So I pose it to you, the DCS YouTube community. There is a movie, and I don't know how to even pose this, because it just, when I say it out loud, it's going to sound pretty bonkers, right? There's a movie with an F-86 in it. The setting, I think, is an open-air desert, like in the American West. I'm thinking Nevada, Arizona, perhaps. And there's a car on the road and an F-86 flying around the car, doing some cool aerobatics at low level. And that's all I know about this fucking movie. So maybe somebody can chime in here and let me know what the hell that was. It was definitely an F-86. It was like, it seemed kind of, had kind of a, if you can imagine a mix between Mad Max and like Motorama, that's kind of the feel. It was just like, there's something off about this movie. Society ain't working, like things aren't quite right. There's an F-86 doing some cool shit, and like a car on the road in the middle of a desert highway. What the hell was that? Aerial speed enforcement is getting out. Hey, what's up? How's it going? Thanks for stopping by again. Appreciate it. Yeah, I have no idea what fucking movie I saw when I was 7 or 8 or whatever. 1987, 1988. It was a broadcast on TV movie that was probably made in the earlier 80s than that, and I don't know what the hell it was. But there was definitely an F-86 doing some cool aerobatics at low level. And there was like cars on open desert highways. That's all I know. So you guys fix that problem for me, I'd be really happy. Yeah, I know you guys had that experience if you grew up when I did, pre-internet, you know. You would just see shit and not know what the fuck you saw, and not know how to even, it was just like accepted that you just wouldn't, you know, we might be one of the last generations, assuming the internet doesn't die, that just was had to figure out how to be okay with just not knowing the answers to your questions, whether they were relevant or not. You get me? Like, I don't need to know the title of this movie, but I kind of want to see it again somehow, because F-86. F-86 also my late little brother's favorite airplane. There's something about it. He just loved it. And the F-86 and the also to his other favorites were the A6 Intruder and the A6 M0. That's what newspapers were for. Yeah, you know what? That's right. You are correct. Had I had the presence of mind back in the day, I would have picked up the TV guide or TV tab that had come in the weekly paper, found the time and date of that broadcast, and been like, ah, that's the name of the movie I just saw. You're right. Absolutely. But that's not what happened. So now I'm like, well, what fucking movie was that? I'm sure if you go to like the F-86 Wikipedia page and you look at like media appearances or whatever, I'm sure it's in that. I'm gonna have to do that. As a matter of fact, you know what? You know what? Fuck it. We're doing this. We're doing it live. Hang on. You can't see it, but I'm off screen here going to the Wikipedia page to figure out what the fuck. Hang on. Sorry, I apologize. Apologies. Most peculiar F-86 movie appearances. The Internet Movie Plane Database. No. I'm not gonna bore you with this shit. You know what? I'll fix that. I'll fix my brain later. I apologize. Yes, I saw the A6 module, and that was kind of why I mentioned it. It looks beautiful, man. I kind of have a soft spot for the A6, and you know, seeing that come out finally. I know they had to rebuild it, right? Like, if I remember right, everybody's like, "Hey, what? You know, you promised the A6, you know, decades ago or whatever. You know, my grandfather told me that Hitler promised him the A6 as an AI module." I get it. But apparently, if I understand correctly, they did a ton of work, and that work was physically in Ukraine, and it got cut off from society because of the war. So like they lost all their shit. It wasn't like on the cloud, like they just fucking lost it and had to build it all up from scratch. So the fact that we see it here at all means that they started from basically nothing twice. And I think that's what happened. Don't quote me. I am often wrong, but I thought I read that somewhere. But yeah, that came out today, and I'm like, yes, finally. And man, I can't. My excitement over the possibility of an A6 full fidelity, you know, DCS module gets me kind of misty. It sounds awesome. And I'm running out of gas, so you guys are probably gonna see me belly in. Land my Saber in a field of snow. Actually, hang on, let me see. I see an airbase over there to my right. It's Kutaisi, and I am below the DMZ, or what will later be called the DMZ, so I'm just going to land it right there. There's two air... Yeah, I'm just going to land. I don't have the gas to even do shit. We're just going to do that. Is it the right thing to do? No, but it's the available thing to do. got 3 runways. That one looks longer. Let's go with that one. This one looks pretty perfect, actually. Which one looks longer to you guys? That's what she said. Yeah, I'm excited about the A6. Strangely, it's kind of weird to think that we've gone this far in DCS with no AI A6 in our simulation. It's a pretty critical piece of hardware for us, you know what I'm saying? Important over several decades. Since I don't have a speedometer, I'm sorry, airspeed indicator, I'm gonna have to just best guess this. Speed brakes and flaps out, gear down, I hope. We'll find out in a moment. I have no idea how fast I'm going, just kind of like hoping for the best here and expecting not the best. My gear didn't go down. Not my fault that time. You can see the gear lever is down. I did drop it and the gear is up. And I think that's mission 3, guys. That's all I got. There is more to it. I screwed it up. I got shot a lot, and that's my crash landing. All right, let's go to mission 4. Fuck it. I could go to fly again, but I ain't a bitch. At least not tonight, anyway. I'm not beyond that. Just to be totally honest, I will absolutely fly again. But let's see. Did I kill things? I did. I killed some things. All right. It is what it is. Apparently it's success. Mission 4, let's do it. Fuck it. Don't drink and fly, folks. Don't do it. You'll get results like I just showed you. Alright, gentlemen, as you can see, spring is here. And that damn snow is finally gone. This makes our job easier. Let's go to hydroelectric plant at KN53, supplying 70% of North Korea's power, which, if I estimate correctly, is enough. It's probably just like a fucking 2 potatoes in series. That's enough to power their entire fucking grid. So how am I gonna hit a potato? I can't even, whatever. We can have an area recon photo and something. Thick and hard concrete, bombs can't damage it. We'll see about that. It's also one of the most heavily defended targets. Formation of F-51 Mustangs, which are the ones with the afterburner, if I'm not mistaken. We'll go in 2 minutes ahead of you. Take care of the AAA. Oh my god, seriously? Like, no joke. I was joking, but like, sending in the Mustangs to take care of the AAA is like... Dude, Those guys are fucked. They are fucked. God. That's like the worst. They're gonna take ground fire. They're gonna... No. Dude, no. Oh, I feel horrible suddenly. You'll begin your dive bombing from 10,000. Alligator nurse from each Boston. Rolling channel 2. Alright, let's honor the sacrifices of our AI Gator F-51. We're gonna bomb this? Okay. Alright, I'll try not to... Oh, wow, okay. We're doing this. We're doing it. We're doing it live. You guys get to watch this. Cool. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Thank you. No joke. It's makes me smile a little.
Gentlemen, as you can see, spring is here. Now that damn snow is finally gone. This makes the job of our ground forces a little bit easier, but the situation at the front is still pretty bad.
Situation.
This is why I think people need where it's gonna hurt them the most. There is a hydroelectric power plant up in the King 953 supplying 70% of North Korea's electric power. Here you can see an aerial recon photo, as well as a picture taken by one of our spies operating.
What are we armed with this time? Bombs? Alright.
Hard concrete that bombs can't damage it. Well, we shall see about that. It's also one of the most heavily defended targets, so you're not going in on your own. A formation of F-51 Mustangs will go in 2 minutes ahead of you and take care of that anti-aircraft guns. Their call sign is Alligator. Engines start at 0825 hours and came out at 0830. Set course at 0835. We'll begin your dive bomb attack from 10,000 feet. Both Alligator and Rooster will use Boston approach frequency on channel 2. Good luck, boys.
Is Zilch79 read like 079? You know, I'm not really picky. I say Zilch79. Actually, it's just Zilch. But back in the day, I wanted the name Zilch online, and it was already taken, so I just added my birth year, and that's where Zilch79 came from. So now you know when I was born. I'm old as fuck. But I don't feel like it. Alright, let's disconnect this. Well, I don't feel like it till I move my right shoulder. And then it's like, damn, that's all than it should be. Alright. What do we got? That looks like a heading of about, I don't know, 10 degrees. From the 80s, but I can do pull-ups, so not going to feel. Yeah, exactly, right? Like right now, I can just run 3 miles or more and not worry about it too much. So I'm really grateful. Not everybody can do that, older, younger, whatever. So yeah, you're on the money. I do recognize there is a point where that will not be possible, and for that reason, I run as much as possible. Get it while you can. It means you can do stuff like that a lot longer into your life than people who don't take advantage of their, let's say, opportunities. So, I used to be good at pull-ups. I used to be able to bang out like 20 of them without breaking a sweat. Right now, it'd be like if I can get like 7, but what's yet? How many you got? And we're going full lockout. We're not doing any of this like weirdo, like I'm going down halfway. You know, full elbow lockout, you're straight, right? Surprised how my younger employees can't do a pull-up or can't run a flight of stairs. Yeah, well, it's shocking, right? That is indicative of a major problem, right? What's funny is I spent most of my early 20s completely sedentary, and then like mid late 20s I was like, oh shit, I can't keep doing this, and a bunch of reasons I started running and doing pull-ups, like as you say, crunches, etc. And I'm not a gym rat by any stretch, but it did change the pathway, I gotta say. There's hope for them, they just have to actually do it. I forget the details, but I read once. Hang on, let me take off here and I'll read that. That looks like a relevant text. 1 second. Excuse me. Gear up. Being able to run up a flight of stairs being closely correlated with a double or triple risk of cardiovascular event. Yeah, absolutely. Scared me, so running up flights of stairs when I can. Dude, there's nothing more brutal than running up a flight of stairs. Just to be fair, that is brutality. I live in Florida, so like when I say I can run 3 miles, it's fairly easy. You give me an incline, dude, it's respect. I cannot do stairs, inclines. Like it makes me feel like a bitch. I'll run 3 miles. I don't give a shit. I'll just keep distance, add miles. I don't care. But like you throw some hill in there, I'm like, yeah. That's no joke. But a flight or 2, yeah, can do. Or 3 or 4. I just took off with my speed brakes out. I think that's a tradition in the F-86. But you got it right. I think there is a. I'm not going to generalize about a generation. I don't like it when people did that with me. I don't want to do that to anyone to follow. But I do get the impression that they may not be balancing their lives as well as we did, and that makes me worry for them. I don't blame them at all. Like everything, so I'm the tail end of Gen X. I don't know, Xennial, Zennial, whatever the hell you call it. Like the kind of tail end of, we grew up analog, and then somewhere adolescence we were internetified. So we experienced both. That's a cool spot to be, I gotta say. It's neat. But I'm not gonna talk shit about younger generations. In fact, I think they got fucked pretty. They do not have the fair shot we did, and that's gonna cause, yeah, that's a whole thing. I think we had expectations, and it played out where if we busted our asses and we did the work, that it was gonna pay off. I think we may have been the last ones to have that happen for us. Like it doesn't, that formula, that social contracts is not a guarantee for anyone to follow. So anyone younger than me, Jesus Christ, guys, like, I just wish I could help you more. So I can understand why when they look out into the abyss of the future and they're like, holy fuck, why bother? They're out of my point. Like they may not be running up a flight of stairs to stay in shape because they don't see a fucking point in trying, and that's sad as fuck. Like they got dark real quick, didn't it? Oh, we didn't get a fair shot either, not just an impossible one. No, yeah, correct. Yeah, I wouldn't say we had a fair shot, but we had difficult odds. Theirs is... it's a lot more than difficult. It's worse for them. So I can kind of understand why they'd be looking at that flight of stairs and saying, well, fuck it. That got dark real quick, but you know, that's how this channel goes. No, I mean, even now, like, I've got a good career, like, can't complain. I do good work, I'm proud of it, like, I got a good salary, but like, it's still a fucking struggle. It's still, like, every paycheck comes and it's gone, like, every dollar is spoken for. Can you imagine coming up now with, like, you got your college degree and your debt, and you're like, well, hey, who's gonna pay me for the work I've done? And everybody's like, well, that's not how this works anymore. It's hard to get healthy if you don't have the money. Damn right. Exactly. You're hitting the nail on the head repeatedly. So it's easy to talk shit. It's really easy to talk shit, but much harder to walk a mile in somebody else's sandals. So I don't want to do to the generations to follow what the quote-unquote boomers are doing to us. Oh, you just walk in with your resume and just work hard. Like, no, motherfucker, that ship sailed fucking decades ago. It doesn't work like that anymore. If you get paid fair wage, you're kicking ass. If you have benefits, you're a god. Like that's where we are. When I went to school, college was rated mandatory by adults, like it was guaranteed paths to safe work. Yeah, exactly. That was the kind of understanding. Like, yeah, you could take on debts, but the presumption was that you would, because you had the college degree, have a better job that would be able to pay that debt off and then some, and it was going to be worth it for you. If I was going to do it again, and I have to think like this because I got kids, maybe you do too. Fuck, I don't even know. I would say trade school, something that AI can't do. Something that is physically impossible for... Jesus Christ. I don't even know. I don't fucking know, guys. That guy. Hey, there's some F-86 going on. We're gonna blow up some things and airborne with 8 Mustangs. Yeah, those guys are fucked as hell. Welding. That's a yes. But how long do you think? So I saw some videos just today, some physical stuff. There's generative AI. We know how that's fucking everything over. But there's also physical robots that can go and do humanoid things in humanoid spaces without the need for you know where I'm going with this? Can't weld a bridge that's here in another country. Well, it kind of can. That's the shitty part. They can do that remotely, and they can send in like 2 bots and pay a fraction of what it costs an actual human to do it. Fucking clankers, man. Not even once. It's not even as bad as we had it. Like, we got fucked over because like we got paid less than we were. I don't want to say promised, but like, wink, wink. Like it's gonna be fine. Like, we're getting paid less, but at least we're getting fucking paid. And we've been getting paid this long. If you start now, and you're a welder, for example, how long do you think it's going to be before welding gets replaced by a humanoid bot? They can do so remotely, being controlled from the world away by, I don't know, Starlink satellites or whatever. It's pretty fucking bad out there, guys. Like, not sustainable. That's the hope, is that it's going to get real fucking bad, because when you have billions and billions of people who aren't getting paid for a long time and they can't buy anything, the consumer base dries up, and then rich people have anybody to buy their shit anymore. So that's a probable violent market correction I am afraid of. I'm not afraid of a lot, but I don't want to see what that looks like. Yeah, I mean, surgeons can do surgeries. Yeah, okay, gotcha. Those guys are gonna get fucked up. It's been the case where surgeons can do surgeries from anywhere in the world. Not all of them, but some of them. And it's the case where I don't know. It's a lot of things that are up for grabs that we would have considered sacrosanct only, let's say, 3 years ago, maybe 4. If you go back and watch sci-fi, which is always relevant, you can see where like people are outsmarting computers by being unconventional and making associations the computer never would, and thinking outside the box, and you know, throwing these associations in there that causes the computer to crash. And I'm thinking about like Kirk, you know, breaking was it the M1 or the M4? I can't remember. He's like, or how Kirk can beat Spock at tridimensional chess. Because he's thinking outside the box, he's being unconventional and weird, and then throws Spock off. He's like, well, logically, that doesn't make any sense. And then he counters logically, and then Kirk's like, I was just fucking you up, and then changes it and goes back to being logical. And then beats Spock. And generative AI is not something in my sci-fi history of reading and consuming sci-fi a lot. The creative aspect was not foreseen. The hypothesis was going to be that sci-fi, scratch that, that computers are going to be totally logical and humans were safe as long as they were creative and thinking outside the box and just being human and having emotions and all that shit. Well, it's kind of the it ain't that way. I'm a shitty musician. If I want to write, if one were to, I will not. I would promise you all this. I will not do this. But one could say, hey, I'm going to go to an AI and I'm going to say, hey, I want to write for this particular mood, and that AI will, within seconds, spit back a chord progression which exactly encapsulates whatever emotion or series of emotions you had in mind. I don't know what the fuck to do about that. At work, without getting into detail, AI replacement automation is mostly pushed by no talent guys with no engineering skills. They push it hard because they face the axe first. They need AI to be a magic bean that can make their solution when I go with, so they can save their job. Oh, so they're using AI to bolster their own skill sets. Is that what you're saying? And by doing that, I will contend that they are shooting themselves in the foot because they're teaching AI how to do their jobs and therefore replace them. The employer is not far behind in that logic and will fire the person you are talking about in favor of the AI who did their job for them. And the rest of us soon to follow because AI just hoovers up human behavior. And yeah, we're those guys doing that are fucking the rest of us up. I'll say. Come here for DCS, hear a tirade about how AI is fucking killing the world. And I'm kind of low-key pissed about that in a really petty way. I'll explain that here in a second. Let me get on course here and you'll see how stupid I actually am. 1 second. That looks about right. So we all expected Skynet to be totally illogical and cold and to nuke us and send, you know, Alligator 5's hit, of course, because Mustangs are going to get their asses kicked in a ground attack roll, especially Seed. Jesus Christ, that's like the worst thing you could send them into. 5-minute P-51, if you give me a choice between fighting a MiG-15 and like a ZSU-23, I'll take the MiG every goddamn time. Anyway, it's machine learning, it's code, AI is then PowerPoint slide. Well, yes, but I agree, and you're correct. Objectively correct, yeah. But the problem is employers are going to... You have to convince an employer who is trying to pinch pennies that you're right. And we know how that goes. There's no limit to greed. There's no profit margin high enough to satisfy your... I mean, no, straight up. I know some good capitalists. I really do. I know people who run businesses and they do it right, and they actually know they're humans that they are hiring and that work for them as the valuable assets that they are, and take care of them. That's capitalism done right. That's why that's I will say true American capitalism is where the business owner invests in his people and they return the favor and everybody wins. Unfortunately, I don't think that's how it typically goes. You know, normally, the more common model I would say is that employers are just trying to, if they could fire fucking everybody and just keep it all, they would. And I would hypothesize that your coworkers using AI to shortcut their own job line is buying time, perhaps, but they are fucking over the entire work unit by doing that. By work unit, I mean all of us. Boy, that got serious, didn't it? And I'm way the fuck off course. Let me turn to the right. Let's go find some Mustang smoke, because they're all dead by now. They're terrified someone else will first. It drives me insane because they have done machine learning for 15 plus years for a variety of things, surrounded by people who throw AI at every problem because they are terrified someone else will first. Yeah, that seems to be the problem, is everybody's like, oh, well, if we don't do it first, somebody else will. Which is actually true, but that's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Yeah, I mean, I'll talk about this all day. I've already done so. It feels like one. But one of the most relevant tweets I saw, I think I may have said this already. Apologies for the repetition, but something. You know, I wanted AI and robots that do the petty, repetitive, monotonous tasks, so that I could focus on my creativity and making something new and exciting, not the other way around. So, whatever job you happen to be in, they're getting their asses kicked, man. Don't be a judge. Damn right. You ever go ground attack in a Mustang? Yeah. Don't try it, Anakin. I have the high ground. Stand by, loading rent. Buffering. Buffering. It looks about right. Pickle. Speed brakes in. I think I overshot it. I think it's gonna splash in the water. No, got it. Cool. Yay, lots of murder. Alright, let's have our flight do the same thing. Yeah, so it's at least intermediate term. It doesn't seem to be a question of so much can AI do it, do employers think AI can do it? And if they think so, then you're fucked. Remember a couple short years ago when some billionaire with a bunch of rockets decided, I'm going to take an axe to the federal government, and without regard to expertise or decades or whatever of careers and expertise and, you know, in whatever fields that happen to serve the public, just fucking took a chainsaw to everything. And then it was like, oh fuck, I shouldn't have fired all those people, I need to hire some back. And they were like, well, fuck you. That's what I'm seeing happening with a lot of this stuff. Edgar, I think you're right, yeah, Edgar Schmeud, Schmeud, I believe, German immigrant. By way of, I think, was it Argentina or Peru? Yeah, the guy, interesting dude. I think you're right. But it's a team effort as usual in aviation. It drives me insane. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I will refer you to Greg's Airplanes and Automobiles channel, where he talks about that exact thing. How the P-51 came to be, how North American aviation came to be. It's kind of a, again, capitalism done right, where they took components of actually Fokker, the same Fokker of like DR1 and D7 fame, yes, and somehow through various machinations turned it into an American company called North American Aviation. It's a craziness thing. Go to Greg's channel and listen to him explain it. He does a better job than I ever will. Seems like a cool dude. He knows his shits, and I will defer to his expertise for sure. A substantial percentage of shit I say on my channel comes from Greg's airplanes and automobiles. He fucking expertise, well researched, knows this stuff. Can't fuck with it. He turned me into a P-47 fan too. I'm always a Mustang guy for sure, but I gotta tell you, my hatred for the let's see. To be fair, 2020 hindsight, we've had several decades to look at this, but the bomber mafia pisses me off to no end. And the thing with the P-47s and the drop tanks, that's if you ever want to get really pissed off retroactively and be like, dude, a lot of people died for no reason, check out that channel and that whole subject. It's pretty fucking enlightening and really well researched. It's not just a bunch of like, there's no idle speculation. That is pretty damn empirical, I would say. It's hilarious in a terrible way when they fired all those people 3 months ago, and then last week they desperately said they must report back as if those people had to move on to other work. Yeah, exactly. Like the rest of us can like go 3 months without a fucking paycheck. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, that you summed it all up right there. Like the people who are making these decisions ain't like us. They're not paying for milk or gas, or, you know, doing a budget for groceries, or trying to figure out, you know, their transportation budget for the month, or any of that shit. It's like, well, you can just stop working the rest of your life, right? For perspective, in case any of my viewers happen to be sympathetic to billionaires, I get it. You should, like, the sky's the limit. Go get that bag. I am all about that, right? But just keep this in your back pocket. To spend $1 billion, 1 billion, I'm not talking about the hundreds of billions, about the people in question here. I'm talking about $1 billion, a mere $1 billion. You would have to spend $500 an hour for 24 hours a day for 2,300 years. 2,300 years. That's older than, like, you go 2,300. We're talking about, like, if you were Julius Caesar. No, if you were older than Jesus Christ and you spent $500 every hour from 300 years BC to now, you would still have a substantial sum of money in your pocket, enough to start afresh and build anything you wanted. So multiply that by 400 or 500. I'm running out of sympathy. I really just don't know, like, in a material sense, what that is going to get you that isn't just an effort to control everybody. It's not about wealth at that point. It's about just cosmic amounts of hubris and arrogance and efforts to control the rest of us and steer the planet, and ain't nobody been appointed to do that. Like, fuck it. So yeah, oh, it's like capitalist. Yeah, well, if capitalist is, if look, I'm all about capitalism done responsibly and with, like, the human touch. I love that shit. It makes me smile. It makes me happy. It gives us airplanes like the one I'm flying now, and you know, cool shit. I love that. That's innovation. If we can dream it, we can do it. I believe. I'm a true believer in that. I love it. But, like, if 2 billion ain't enough for you, I gotta think you're probably a piece of shit. And can lick every. Wait, I'm gonna get really gross right now. If you're above $2 billion and you're like, oh, I need more. It's not enough. I need 4,600. I need over 40. I need over 5 millennia of spending $500 an hour for 24 hours a day, end to end. 4,600 years of that is not enough for me. I need more. If you that's the person we're talking about, they can. I'm gonna get really vile. Wait for it. Mute your microphone. Mute your speakers. This is gross. But that kind of person can get on their knees and lick every crease of my asshole as clean as possible. There's no justification for it. Ain't nobody worth that much. Nobody in the existence of humanity has been worth that much. So like, oh, the poor billionaires, like, whatever. Like, they can just no. Just no. There's no justification for it. That much, there is no rational justification for that much power concentrated in that few hands. It's not okay. It never will be. There is no logical... There is no anyone who studies anything knows that's bad for everybody. Unless you're the billionaire. And if you are that billionaire, you're not watching my fucking channel. If you're watching my channel, you're like, oh, the poor billionaires. Like, you're wrong. They're fucking you. We're all getting fucked. And yeah. All right. So now I'm gonna calm down and read the comments on my channel. Any billionaire supporters on my channel can get fucked. I'm sorry. I don't need you. I've got like 5 people watching. That's cool. That's more than I expected. So thank you. So, all right. Let's all right. It's hilarious. And let me catch up. It's terrible when these people 3 months ago, and then like Leela Fry, you're not rich. Yeah, but one day I might be. Then people like me better watch out. Yes. Well, it's like Little League with parents that take it too seriously to demand a bigger score number than any other kid. It's actually worse. It's like, if you aren't already on track to become, if you aren't already a millionaire or actually, let me correct that. If you aren't already a millionaire, you can never be a billionaire. That's not how the system's set up. It's not built for you and for me. Now, I say that as a guy who owns a house and is sitting pretty comfy, doing this right now, which is pretty fucking awesome, I gotta admit. Yes, standards of living are pretty good. But it will take all of us watching this combined with all of everybody watching the rest of YouTube. There's some math to be done here, and I can't do it in my head because I don't know the numbers. How many people are watching YouTube right now? A lot. Take all of their income and multiply it by the amount of, and divide that into $5 billion, and let me know how much more you think a billionaire is worth than the rest of us put together. Oh, but they create jobs. Do they create that many jobs? It's just math. It's just multiplication and division. We just need some numbers. Figure that shit out and get back to me. You're a billionaire? Oh, well. If you're a billionaire, look, tell you what. I'm pretty cheap. I will retire from my job at a mere $10 million, and all I will do is make music and do voiceovers and voice acting and develop flight sims for the rest of my days. I can be bought off for as cheap as $10 million. I will exit the game. I will pass on what I know to the rest of the dudes in my career field so they can do as good of a job, and I'll just be out and I'll just make music, and you hear my shit in DCS and whatever else comes up, right? I'm really reasonable in this. You know what? No, fuck it. 10 million is too much. I'll do it for 5. I promise not to venture into hardcore capitalism. I'll just take my $5 million, retire, and make music, and be a voice actor. Mostly the music thing, though. You see? What? Oh boy. Wine's a hell of a drug. If I've offended you, that's probably because I intended to. You know, I actually, I hear you. I take your point. I agree. But actually, I don't like the one-dimensional political model. It's multifactorial. Especially because it's at least two-dimensional. It's more than that. It's probably more like 6, 8, 10. You know, whatever. I am not one of these people, but I will admit that I like talking to libertarians. I respect them because they at least are, what I will say, intellectually and ethically consistent. They're like, ain't nobody can tell me what to do. And you're like, well, what about goods and services? They're like, fuck it, I don't really care. Like, they're at least, how to put it, they're as right as you can get, but also when you go far enough in one direction, it looks like the other side. So, but they're like, I don't want to take anything from anyone, but also I don't want to pay anything. It's like, all right, I don't agree, but I can respect the consistency of it. So those are conversations I can have, and those are actually really fucking fun. Libertarians in particular, I've had really good convos with them. I don't agree with a damn thing. I think it's fairly naive because I know how people are. They can't be trusted. They need to be regulated, like, to within an inch of their lives, because I know how, like, human nature is just so dark, and like, it only takes like 3 or 4 to go bad before it spoils the whole system. And that's why we need guardrails, blah blah blah, you know. But like, there's a kind of a naivete involved in libertarianism where they think like people are going to be just fine if they're left to their own devices, and like, it's so adorable. I respect it, but also like it's kind of endearing. It's like, oh, you're so cute that you'd think everything would be fine if people were just left to their own. Like, no, I know too much about human nature. I've seen too much shit. I know what people do when they're left to their own devices. Like, let me spoiler, it's really fucking bad. so I respect it, because at least they're, I don't know, they don't say one thing and do the other. They're consistent. Avery Road being a toll road? Yeah, that's a good start. I'm not even talking about the finances. I'm just talking about, like, you're talking about like revenue. Like, we need to pay for services, so how do we do that? Like, that's revenue gathering and expenditure and like budgets and shits. I'm just talking about regulating fucking behavior. Like, nobody should have more than $1 billion. I'll die on that fucking hill. Could you spend $500 an hour on anything? I mean, saying that as a flight sim guy. Now spend $500 an hour on something for 2,300 years. That's $1 billion. So, it's a pretty hard case to make, I gotta say. Now multiply $500 an hour, every hour, 24/7, times 4, 500. So we have 2,300. Hang on a second. Let me mute this. Let me pause this. Hey Google, what's 2,300 times 450? 1,035,000 years it would take to spend $400 billion. That's longer than the dinosaurs died out 64 million. That's twice as long ago as. So if you went back in time to the when the dinosaurs were alive, and then doubled that, and then you started spending $500 an hour for 24 hours, spend it. That's how long it would take to spend $400 billion. Somehow I'm not really seeing that justified. Yeah. And if that's pissing you off, you can fuck yourself. And I'm gonna get vile. Really, this is gross. It grosses me out to think about it, and I don't actually want it. I just want you to suffer through it. If you support that, then you can mute speakers for the next 10 seconds. You can get on your knees and lick my asshole clean. Every crease, all 30-something creases of them. You can just get in there with your tongue and go to town. Okay, you can unmute your speakers now. That's how strongly I feel about it. I don't want that to happen. That's a horrible thing to happen. I would suffer through that. That's not something I would enjoy. But like, you know what? I would take that hit for the good of humanity. They would take longer than that because they haven't invested. Yeah, you're right. Which is exactly to my point. But I don't think I need to make that point with you guys here. Thanks for sticking with me. I appreciate it. Math is important. Math is what makes airplanes fly and simulators possible. So, you know, we're doing math right now. Just not cognitively. Math is happening in the computer. We've outsourced that. Man, can you imagine being a computer and being like, hey, bro, I'm not good at math. And the computer's like, okay, well, I'm good at it. And you're like, yo, I'm really creative. And the computer's like, well, I'm not really creative, but like maybe we can work together. You're like, oh, I got this idea. And the computer's like, I like ideas. What you got? And you're like, flight simulator. I want to pretend like I'm flying. And the computer's like, yes, but it's really hard and it's going to take a long time. The development cycles are going to be like measured in years, perhaps decades. And, you know, your community is going to like be super cool about it and be among the most talented and brilliant of online communities, but also kind of insufferable because they're going to count rivets. And you're like, we're doing it anyway. And the computer's like, I got you, bro. We're going to work together on this. And DCS happens. That's what we're doing. And here we are. You know, it's really cool. Like, I'm really happy to be doing this. It's super cool. I love it. Fucking love it. That's the kind of cool biological. I don't have an emergency that I know of. The human-machine interface that creates a cool symbiosis between technology and organic squishiness, like we saw in Star Trek and shit. I fucking love it. I'm all about that. What I'm not all about is AI fucking slop and having our creativity and ingenuity outsourced to fucking Jesus Christ. Anyone younger than me, I really apologize. We really fucked you guys up. I didn't, not personally, but like, generally speaking, you guys really got fucked. I'm going way too fast on this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and dump my speed right as I cross that beach. I'm gonna pull up and I got my flaps down, my brakes out, and this is gonna be a bit of a cluster. It's gonna hurt a little bit, and I'm probably gonna break the jet. You know, we're here for that. This is not gonna go well. Did my brakes? Once again, my gear didn't go down. What am I What am I doing wrong? Did I not get slow enough? Oh god, I'm a horrible Saber pilot. The gear didn't go down and I just landed it anyway. Alright, let's do it. I got busy talking about some important shit. And didn't pay attention to my airspeeds. Let's end that mission and call it good. You guys down for another one? Because I'm down for like one more. It's not possible to ethically acquire that much. You must step on other people, crush them, and get there. Yeah, absolutely. I'd take longer than that because if AO is Android Catgirl maids, not hunter killer droids. Well, they're actually both. A coworker of mine showed me exactly that. If you want Android Catgirl maids, you can get apparently that, but on a screen. I don't know about in person, but like you can absolutely get that on a screen. You can like have a real-time convo with them if you're down. Too many people are like, what if we make a freakish dog-like thing, give it an AI heat vision and 50 cal MG, then train to kill humans? Well, you're right. I think that the thought process behind that is if I don't do it, my enemies will, and they will do it to me, so I have to beat them. It's an classic fucking mutually assured destruction arms race. Tale as old as 1946. Alright, that was really shitty. My landing gear didn't come down, probably because I was too fast, and then I just skied in and ruined a perfectly good F-86. So we're gonna try and do better this time when it comes to landing. I'm gonna try and slow down below, I don't know, fucking VG. What you saw here is a photo of North Korea's biggest ball bearing factory. We're doing Schweinfurt, but like the North Korean version? Fuck yeah, there isn't any vehicle that doesn't have parts made here. That's why we're going to blow it away, obliterates, take off the new ship. There's a lot of strike. I was expecting a lot more shooty mig. Figure 3,000. MiG-15s have been active. Hell yeah, let's see that shit. People, please. I need to afford food. Government best I can do is killer AI robots to suppress the Bell riots. I fucking knew it. we. Oh my God. See, and hang on. You know what? Pause. I'm coming back to that. I'm Hang on. I'm gonna read this stuff. And we're gonna come back to the fucking Bell riot thing, because. Stand by. We got some shit to talk about. No, off you fuck, dismissed. This LP91. Where are we going? Northeast. Looks like about, I don't know, fucking 35, 40 degrees. Here, look, 33 degrees. AAA, and a factory. Looks like that with smokestacks on it. Alright, let's blow those up. Bell riots, Star Trek. Yes. I really want to get into that. I hope you guys are down, because it's gonna get heavier than. Yeah, all right. We're doing it. Fuck it. It's my stream. Fuck it. I'll do it. All right. Let me start this jet, and once I get airborne, we're gonna talk about the Bell riots. We're gonna talk about Star Trek First Contact. We're gonna talk about the eugenic wars, World War III, etc., etc. It's gonna get heavy and hypothetical. I hope you're down. If you're not, I don't care.
Good morning. What you see here is the photo of North Korea's biggest ball bearing factory. There isn't an enemy vehicle that doesn't have parts made in this facility. This is why we're going to obliterate it today.
I apologize.
Ship formation at 0900 hours.
There we go. I think I got it handled.
Field at 3,000 feet. Then proceed to the target towards Love Peter Niner 1. Climb it to 18,000 feet. There is an enemy airfield nearby, and those damn MiGs have been very active lately.
Gotta hope so.
34th Fighter Interceptor Squadron will provide top cover for you. Call sign Eagle. You can expect heavy flak, so try not to fly in a straight line for over a few seconds. Make sure your aim is true and you hit the factory
No joke, before I get into the heavy serious topics and hypotheticals and what science fiction is all about, thanks for stopping by the channel. 6-Speed, thanks again. You're always awesome. Always cool to have you here. Like, you make the channel fun. Like, it's great. Thank you. I appreciate it. If we ever meet in person, I'm buying you all the drinks. I fucked that up already. Give me a second. So this is of substantial concern to me here. Bombs armed. Guns. Tags off. Guns on here. Okay, I think we're okay. Track the speed brakes. We can get drunk off the vodka coolant of old Soviet fighter bombers. Exactly. The heat blur, no no longer heat blur Mag 3, Mig 21. That sounds like a fun time, actually. But yeah, the that's actually what's been no shit troubling me lately. I'm not a historian, but I do study history, and I know enough to learn from it. And what I've learned from history is war is hell. What I've learned from the veterans I know, including my late brother, is that war does not discriminate. It doesn't matter if you were a voluntary combatant or not, you're going to get fucked. If it happens to take place where you are, you're going to get fucked. If you are a civilian, doesn't matter, you're going to get fucked. And by fucked, I mean stuff I cannot tell you about. I'm talking about atrocities, pain, dismemberment, disfigurement. All the horrible things you could imagine. The things that would get me banned from YouTube for talking about, that happens. That's just what war is. And it's no fucking joke. Like, I'm having fun blowing things up here in DCS, flying an F-86, blowing up the fucking commie MiGs and whatever, I get it. But, like, the actual reality of that is not a goal. That is a... As fun as the contest is to see if you can dogfight a MiG-15 and an F-86 or, you know, level bomb, you know what I'm saying, right? Hit a T-80 with a Maverick from your Warthog, or, you know, hit a flanker with your AIM-9X. The reality is disturbing, and I'm being kind about it. It's not okay. It's really fucked. Part of me feels bad for playing DCS and celebrating, like just having fun blowing things up, because this is reality. It's not like playing something like the Dead Space series where you're dismembering like mindless aliens or whatever. These are historical events that actually happened, or as close to it as we can manage, right? Like these were our grandparents, our parents, right? Or our brothers, in my case. Our dad, in my case, right? It's not far from home. My point then is don't take this shit lightly. And my concern is that it has been 2 generations since the last Great War, the last great public atrocity. And that's when things go to shit. It's the 3rd generation to follow something that does not understand what the 2 generations previous had to do to unfuck something. Either unfuck it or build something from nothing, right? It's always the 3rd generation per Machiavelli that fucks it up. And that's right where we are, historically speaking. The 1st generation does the thing, realizes what's involved. They realize what it takes to build a business, princely state, an empire, whatever it takes. They were the ones on the ground. They were the ones that actually had to do the work. The 2nd generation, the ones that follow, usually their children, were the ones who saw that happen and were there while it took place, even though they didn't quite, or they were not of age during that thing. They were old enough to realize what was involved. They're not going to fuck it up. They're going to curate it pretty fucking well, actually. The 3rd generation had no experience with the first 2. Reaped their rewards without any of the work. They inherited the comfy lifestyle, the benefits, the riches, the business, the empire, whatever it happens to be, and they are always the ones to fuck it up. And we are 3 generations out from World War II. We are 3 generations out from the rise of fascism in Europe. We are 3 generations out from whatever crazy, horrible shit Imperial Japan did in the 30s and 40s. And everybody's fucking forgotten. They haven't studied history. They haven't looked it in the eye. They haven't shaken hands with it. They haven't looked at how horrible it must have been. They haven't empathized with our grandparents and looked at them in the eye and asked them, what did you have to do to get here? And people are making jokes about a 2nd civil war, etc., etc. And that scares me. It keeps me up at night, and I'm fucking terrified. That was some intense shit. I'm gonna pause it and reread the comments because I probably scared some of you off, and in which case, I hope you're a bitch and run away scared and whatever. That's fine. If you're still here, thank you. You got the balls to have a discussion. 1 second. Let's see. What we got is... Too many people are like, what if we make a freakish dog? Like, okay, people, please, I need to afford food. Okay, I think we read that. Bell rides. Right. Oh yeah, I want to get back to the bell rides. That was the impetus for the whole thing. We can get drunk off the vodka, cool into full Soviet fighters. A lot of global war on terror stories from my peers made me glad I didn't listen to my recruiter. Yeah, right. So I tried to get into that war actually twice. My dad and my brother succeeded, and they are no longer here because of that. Remember when video games desensitizing kids to violence? No, I think most have no context for what real violence is and its aftermath. No, I don't. I won't blame video games at all. I blame a lack of study of history and a lack of engagement with previous generations. Everybody thinks they will be the winner in any such conflict. It's going to the casino and betting the house. Exactly. Everybody thinks they're going to be the winner in the end. When in fact, if you've ever been in a fight or near one, you know how the person who is right doesn't. Being ethically correct in a fight is kind of beside the point. A lot of it has to do with luck. Did you get the first shot? Were you aware? Like, I'm saying this as an American with the best military the world has ever seen. I will hang my hat on that one. A lot of it still comes down to a lot of situational shits. You can be the most, highly trained martial artist the world has ever seen and still get cheap shotted by some dipshit with a baseball bat, right? It's all odds, probabilities, and stuff like that, but like, everybody thinks they're going to be the winner. Sorry to tell you. Who won the Civil War? I almost want to say nobody who was alive at the time. I don't know if what I just said was correct, but if you think you want to have it out and oh, the fight's gonna settle it and just see how it lands, it's like the luxury of having that thought is born of a lack of exposure to what suffering actually is. Wow, we're here for DCS. You showed up here for some F-86 shit, and now you're getting, you're getting a fucking sermon about ethics and history and shit. Whatever, that's my brand. That's how we roll here on Hangar Zilch79. Show up for the F-86 and be subjected to a rant about history and yeah. Two-way range situation. No shit. Glad you're okay. People take a lot of smack when it comes down to doing something, whether their feet are like it or not. Yeah, that's one thing I've noticed too. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, right? I want to get back to the Bell Riots thing. Just don't let me forget. I have an ADD attention problem. I'm going off on a rant, and I'll forget the whole reason I ended up starting it. But what I have found because of my career path and some other shit is that a lot of the people who, let's say the guys who are wearing 9-line gear and are driving large trucks, and you'd expect to have like trunk guns and go bags and cut their hair short because Fight Club told them to do that, and you expect to be super tactical when things go down. When they actually do, they're nowhere to be found. They go the other way. Meanwhile, this scrawny nerd motherfucker like me with glasses and, a physics book in his backpack, I don't even think, what do I do? Like, before I know what's going on, like, I'm in the scrap, like, I'm wrapped up and, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, you just react, you go where the threat is, right? Like, there's no consideration of, oh, gee, what do I do? It's like, get in. Like, you're primal, you're like, threat, stop it, make it go away. So, but that's not, nothing of what I just said is deterministic. There are plenty of guys with, you know, Punisher skulls on their truck that are absolutely going to go get in the scrap, and there's plenty of guys with, like, you know, a calculator in their back pocket that are going to run away. The point is, you just never know. You never know what somebody's going to do until the shit actually happens. Personally, I'm proud to say that, like, I haven't run away yet. There may be a situation which prompts that, but I like to say it's for tactical. You know, I need to give ground so I can get a better. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. You're a gamer, you get it. But like, excuse me. The best shooter I know is a tiny dude. He's fast as fuck and he's accurate as hell. He's not the guy you'd expect. It's not the guys you'd expect. The guys you think are going to be like, oh, I'm super tactical because they present that way. They're probably something like that, but they're not necessarily as advertised. Well, yeah, that's true. I also gain the PT benefit of having a physics calculus book in my bag when I just walk around, you know? It's cool. I suck at all those things, but, you know, whatever. Big channels with spoilers won't let me just that peak Star Trek lore. Yeah, okay, yeah. Okay, let's get back to that. The Bell Riots, for the non-initiated, were a major crisis in the Star Trek Prime timeline, the one we all grew up with. Excuse me. Pardon. Point being, the premise of Star Trek, what I find the hardest to believe about Star Trek isn't the replicator or the transporter, although those are the most fantastic technologies. The warp drive, more plausible actually, if you had the proper source of energy. But the least plausible thing about Star Trek is the premise of Star Trek itself. Whether you're looking at TOS, TNG, or DS9, or even Voyager, like the idea is that you get a bunch of people, humans or otherwise, sitting around a table trying to solve a problem, able to discuss a solution with their egos checked at the door and solve it objectively in a teamwork situation, and be the best at it, and just like, okay, well, you know what, that wasn't my idea, but it's the best one in the room, fuck it, let's go with it. That's the least believable part of Star Trek, but it is the premise of it, and it's one worth fucking fighting for. That's what we want. That's where, like, hang on. It's not the technology of Star Trek that's the least believable. It's the notion that people could be that cool and solve a problem that civilly and using the best ideas and putting their egos aside and just doing what had to be done and being happy about that. That's the part that's hard to believe. But that's the premise. That's what we want, right? That's it. So before we get to next gen, before we even get to TOS or Enterprise, we had to go through the Bell Riots. We had to go through World War III. We had to go through the wasteland that's presented to us in Generations. And that's terrifying, because looking at media right now, it looks like people really want Bell Riots, Bedlam, massacres, just purges. And I'm not talking about like methodical purchase. I'm just talking about like fucking violence without consequence. There seems to be an appetite for that. And the people who have that appetite are probably the least likely to be able to stomach it. Based on my life experience. Let me catch up on the chat here. Well, I'm here because big channels with agents and moderation won't touch that peak Star Trek lore. That thick engineering books in my backpack make me swole. It is a post-scarcity society, the most improbable thing. Yes, because at the end of the day, we have unlimited wants and needs and limited finite resources. That's what economy is. Similar to the Horde and make scarce. I like the Ferengi because as long as they get their gold press platinum, they would be cool. There is that. I'm glad you brought that up. There is a scene. I'm going to misquote it horribly. I think it's Cisco and Quark. And, was it Cisco? It was a damn good one. And, Quark is like, you look at us and you judge the Ferengi because you see what you used to be. You see petty capitalism, you see people seeking profit, whatever, but do you see genocide? Do you see slavery? Do you see any of the things that humans did to get where you are? No, you don't see that. You hate the Ferengi, not because we're your lesser, but because we're your better. Quark says it better. And I gotta... like, the most vile, repulsive... easy to hate species in Star Trek isn't the Borg, it's not the Klingons, it's not the Romulans even, it's the Ferengi. Like, oh, these petty capitalists, they have no ideals, blah, 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 blah. But they are what they are. They're honest about being dishonest, and Quark's point, in Ferengi history, there isn't anything as horrible as what we've gone through less than a century ago, and what so many seem primed to just be ready to dive right into, like, next week. But when you look at what the Ferengi are, there's a big difference between what I will call property crimes and crimes against a person. You get me? The Ferengi are what they are. It's not noble. It's not something to be desired, but at least you know what you're getting. When you walk into that game, you know you're walking into that game, right? You get me on that one? What I find despicable about humanity as I see it right now is they're like, oh, patriotism, oh, ethics, and it's like, no, dude, you're not about that, or you would act completely differently. Welcome to DCS. Welcome to Hangar Zilch79. You're watching a stream about the F-86 Saber over the, you know, Meg Alley, and we're gonna go bomb some targets or whatever, and we're talking about some heavy shit just now. The Ferengi will stab you in the face while your friend with the treaty is maneuvering behind your back. I'll tell you what, and this is not... Alright, we are going to, I'm going to drop my bombs right now. You know, we're just going to go into these MiGs. I'm probably going to stop talking because MiGs. This is almost definitely gonna go very bad for me. I'm way too freaking intoxicated to dogfight MiGs. They're going this way, they're going this way, they're going this way. I think this guy looks pretty good though. He looks like he's ready to get shot in the right in the butt. Let's do that. Let's try. Let's, you know. He did. Okay, cool. That was fun. If I was smart, I would dive for the deck and egress to the south, but I'm not smart. I think we've established that. Let's, pick one. Let's go with, High Boy over here. I think this guy here, that's going to be our target, because the others are going to expose me to gunfire. Right. Go a little low. Come up on him. Check 6. Clear enough. This is what you came here for, right? It's cool. That's what I'm here for, too. Here's my gun sight. I need that. Now is when I get shot down. Right about now. Just for the record, I know it's happening. There's probably a MiG on my 6 right now. I hope he dies because I'm out of ammo. And with that, I'm just gonna turn south and head home. Okay, that was fun. I hope he dies. I'm out of shoots. Well, I got one. That's cool. So back to the topic at hand. That was a horrible shot on my part. Horrible, horrible. I need some practice, clearly. Let's do some trench run shit. No! Okay, well that's going to be the end of Hangar Zilch79 today. I was going to talk about something important. We're going to quit to the desktop because that was bullshit. Yeah, that was... Yeah. The rest was going to be me ranting about... God, that was fucking bullshit. Alright, we'll do this again some other time. The ground is like the biggest ace. Don't drink and fly, motherfuckers. Like, you might be able to get by. You can shoot down and you can navigate. You can talk shit about what I hope is relevant shit. You can shoot down a MiG and a half, but you're gonna crash into the ground. Don't drink and fly. It's a bad idea. Thanks for watching. But I think the point I was trying to make was that people who are talking shit about violence have never experienced it. They don't know how bad it is. They've never been on the wrong end of it. And I don't know. You see where I'm going with that. I'm gonna go. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Sorry about the crash. Whatever. We'll do it again some other time. And it'll be cool. Maybe next time I won't crash into the ground. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. I'm gonna go catch some Z's. Seriously, thanks. Thanks for sticking with me. Appreciate it. Have a good one.